Stop everything, and if you haven't already, read The Ultimate Black Panther. Marvel's new Ultimate Universe just keeps on revamping their 616 counterparts. With the Ultimate Spider-Man off to a good start, it's clear that Earth 6160 is not trying to disappoint us like the MCU has. This first issue is starting off exciting. Africa is being conquered by Khonshu, and Wakanda has declared war on Moon Knight. Dropping us in West Africa, there are some people working the mines. Then, a beam of light hits them and leaves no trace behind. In our name, claim this land. Two guys in pretty nice suits commanding the soldiers, but the people were not alone. No, brother, we cannot act. We will bring the truth of this to our king. T'Challa must have known that there was going to be an attack because he sent two spies to watch the area and report back anything they found. The spies were forced to watch the civilians get vaporized and their lands taken, kind of messed up, so the new T'Challa does not mind sacrifices for the greater gains and Wakanda's safety. Their time will come, brother. We have seen the anger of Ra and Khonshu. Soon they will know the justice of Wakanda, the spies said as they fled back to Wakanda. Now, Ra and Khonshu are not the same deities we know them as, so it was kind of disappointing to see that they are just regular guys. But this is a world created by the Baker, who's an evil Reed Richards, where superheroes never came into existence the way we all know. Khonshu and Ra are just names both these strange men have taken, and they are part of a secret council of villains who want to rule the world. The duo are just making their move to conquer Africa, and eventually the world. And since Khonshu is not a god who gave Moon Knight his powers, who or what is Moon Knight? We jump forward to Wakanda, where they show T'Challa waking up from an obvious nightmare. He wakes up next to his new Queen Okoye, and he talks about the traditions that need to change. All this foreshadowing and beginning is showing a different dynamic in Wakanda. T'Challa seems a bit different, unsettled, and as a plus, Wakanda seems like it's a bit war-thirsty. So the build-up is coming. T'Challa goes and meets his advisor and father, T'Chaka. My son, it's early. Are you still plagued with dreams? T'Chaka asking his son. They are only dreams, father. They are the brutal dreams of a king. Perhaps the gods speak to you. Perhaps you're plagued because you will not listen. From these few panels, there is not much to unpack. Clearly, T'Challa does not have faith in the gods, or maybe does not even believe in them. But the bigger question is, who are the gods? Now, we are familiar with the Panther god and the previous holders of the Black Panther mantle, but when did Wakanda have gods? Lastly, how is this T'Challa even worthy of being Black Panther when he dislikes and distrusts the ways of Wakanda? Also, even how he dismissed his subordinates hints at how he views those beneath him. Speak with the Divine Mother of Vodukhan. She wants your counsel. She wants my servitude. To her signs importance, I do not trust them or their ways. But T'Chaka was able to convince his son by telling him his suspicions could possibly be spot on. As well you shouldn't, but you need to recognize their power. Their power lies in superstition, in fear. Wakanda should be free of the Vodukhan. Perhaps, but hide your intentions. They sense your doubt. Share your dreams. Show them you will listen. Keep them close while you decide their fate. One should only know they are an enemy to the king after they have been destroyed. So this is crazy. Both kings do not trust their divine council or gods and are clearly plotting against them. Where does their Black Panther power come from if they want little to do with the gods and their messengers? T'Challa finally makes his way to the Temple of Vodukhan. You dream of pain, King T'Challa, suffering. What does it teach you? Matron Amala, Sacred Mother of the Vodukhan. I learn from books, not dreams. You underestimate dreams, King T'Challa. And the Vodukhan underestimates me. I am not my father, Matron Amala. T'Challa clearly did not acquire the patience of a king because there was not much respect or humility given to the person that was supposed to be his connection to the gods. He hates these people. He definitely knows something about them that he can't reveal or act on yet. In meditation, we have sensed a violent becoming. Enemies in our midst, enemies outside of the walls. Trust no one, my king. Your dreams warn you. The gods are on your side, but gods can be fickle, the matron warned. I won't be paralyzed by paranoia, matron. I will not rule in fear of my own people. Do not choose fear. Choose awareness. We will be your eyes as well. Then, the Vodukhan has my gratitude. Back at the royal palace, the spies who witnessed Khonshu and Ra's massacre now report to the king, with Shuri and Okoye beside him. And you swear to this? We swear, my king. It was difficult not to come to their aid. They continue to express their thoughts. We can marshal a small group of warriors, Dora Milaje among them. Seek out these marauders and... T'Challa rudely cuts them off. I take information from spies, but not strategy. You are dismissed. Thank you. See what we meant earlier. Now, despite hearing all this, T'Challa chose to do nothing for the moment, and that did not sit well with Shuri. She even accused her brother of distrusting his own men. I don't think they're lying, Shuri, but our armies remain still. People are dying, T'Challa, and you want to do nothing. He could have listened. Being unheard usually will cause people to seek attention in other ways. I did not say I would do nothing, Shuri. I said we would not enter a war, T'Challa replied. Father would act. We need information, reconnaissance. We need to know what they want and why. Once we know that, then we can consider war. Shuri was not happy about the logical reason, of course, because she felt something should be done now. And in that time, more people will suffer, brother. This is wise. Okoye finally put an end to the back and forth. Okoye played her role as queen perfectly. Careful steps, certainty. We are unknown to the outside world. That is a surprise, an advantage we have only once. And with that, Shuri turned to leave the palace. I understand, my king and queen. But we all know she did not understand. Shuri wants a war. No, the Dora Milaje want a war. They want Shuri's genius to help them wage it. The only people who fear peace are soldiers, for in peace they have no purpose. Soldiers wanting war always sounds like betrayal is right around the corner. Right after Shuri had her opinion shot down, guess who she goes running to next? How does it feel to have your mind laid before you, Princess Shuri? A Benny, captain of arms of the Dora Milaje, asking Shuri as they both stared upon her inventions taking flight. It feels like all of it could do more, Shuri replied, and immediately, you just know what she's referring to. Beyond Wakanda, you mean? You want the outside world to know us. I want the enemies of the innocent to fear us. A Benny wants war, and Shuri wants her weapons to be used to make her enemies afraid. The stew of disaster is brewing. If they trespass here, they shall. I sense your conflict. Use it to fuel your mind. Build us something beautiful. Zooming over to another area of West Africa, Khonshu and Ra's soldiers were about to begin another raid on another village. A soldier was about to unalive a little boy, and a masked warrior cuts him down. Hide, more are coming. The man who I assumed was the Ultimate Universe's Killmonger turns and faces their giant ship, taking aim at him. My love, bless them. Not gonna lie, I thought he was about to get vaporized in that moment after his dramatic entrance, but then, Krakoom! The most exciting part of the entire issue kicks off. Destructive lightning plus Africa. I already knew it was Storm, which was peak for this issue. Killmonger flings his lightning-juiced hatchet at the soldiers and then summons it back to him. Killmonger is looking like the Ultimate Universe African Thor. Then he finally reveals who he is, but the lightning entity is still unknown. People of this village, your gods and hidden kingdoms will not protect you, but Killmonger and the Wind Rider will. The locks were the dead giveaway, honestly, and the feminine silhouette and lightning powers. Who else would make sense? But the one common thing that keeps coming up is the disrespect towards the gods around here. After that, the issue begins to wrap up, but it definitely finishes off strong. The issue ends up going back to Wakanda, where they're having their annual celebration of life. T'Challa appears before the citizens of Wakanda and gives his kingly address and praises the people. While the festival is going on, the panel focuses on a hooded figure making their way through Wakanda. The panels jump to Shuri, the Vodukhan, and his father. Someone was definitely about to die. Just when I thought the issue was going to end with boring speeches, they decided to match energy with suicide bombers. For Khonshu, for Ra! The bomber was definitely trying to kill two birds with one stone, but there is no way she gets all the way on top of a floating platform with two kings without help. Right before the big explosion, T'Chaka saves his son by pushing him off the platform. Father! T'Challa screamed as he fell. That explosion obliterated the entire platform, but as T'Challa is falling, you see some sort of nano or biotech coming out of his skin, and he easily lands to his feet, fully suited up in his Black Panther suit, which arguably has a better design than the 616's version. That man saw his father's burning corpse smack pavement. He stares at it, and those fires fueled the flames of war inside of him. Call the Queen, and my sister, and the Vodukhan. Our enemy calls themselves Moon Knight. Wakanda is at war. With that, the issue comes to an end. And I'm excited for the next issue. There's a clear betrayal for starters. No way a suicide bomber gets on an elevated platform with two kings undetected. Also, knowledge of Wakanda is only known to Wakandans. Either the Vodukhan are working with Moon Knight to keep power in Wakanda because the kings clearly want to get rid of them, or the leader of the Dora Milaje and Shuri worked together so that T'Challa would be forced to go to war and help the people. The leader was horny for conflict. She was already seducing Shuri to her side. T'Challa's advisors said to trust no one, so that cannot be ignored. Lastly, I think Black Panther will be pitted against this Thunder, Killmonger, and Storm because of some sort of lies and then become allies due to their mutual distrust of the gods. So much still to come. I cannot wait for the next issue. Comic Crucible gives this issue an 8.5 out of 10. What do you guys think?